Hello gang, hello friends, hello gang friends. Welcome back. Thank you for joining me today. I hope this video finds you well. Are you well? I hope you're well. If you're new, hello, my name is Jo and I do nail stuff. She does stuff, nail stuff, and the stuff she does with nail stuff and stuff for nails. It's a new month and we have a new collection from Madame Glam, which is called the... Oh, wait! I also have some minis that they sent me. They add more colours to their mini range. So we'll have a quick look at those and then we'll have a look at the new collection. Your screen isn't misty. It's the camera that I was filming with. I forgot to wipe the lens, so it all looks a bit misty, but I did realise after doing all the swatching and stuff. Oh, look at this. This is called something emerald. And I don't know if it's meant to be a jelly. Deep emerald. I don't know if it's meant to be a jelly, but I just put it over a random... I was testing something on a nail and it looked amazing. So it would look so good over... their super cat eye polish that's silver that goes with, you can put stuff on it or you can mix it with things as well. Right, back to the minis. So we had a blue, then we had a brown, and now deep burgundy, which is one of my favourites. And then we have a grey. I think they've made the lids longer, which is good, because the minis used to have really little lids, so it was a bit harder to hold them. But they've made the lids longer, so they're easier now. And I love having the minis for if you're going away, or if you just do your own nails and you don't want full sizes of everything, because obviously they cost more, you can just get a shit ton of minis. And then we have the In Bloom collection, plus a top coat and a velvet top coat that I asked them to add in. I've never tried their velvet matte top coat, so we're going to try that today. So these are the In Bloom collection. We have a little rainbow going on. You can get... Oh, wait, no! There's going to be... I'm not going to talk about what the colours look like. You can see I'm rubbish at it. But the names are on the corner of the screen. They are doing an exclusive 2-day shopping event to where they... Right, try again. Exclusive 2-day shopping event with 50% off using a code that I'm waiting for an email reply to get. But it's not until it's the 14th and 15th of March this month. Where are we now? 8th. Okay, I've got plenty of time. So what I'll do is I will, as soon as I've got an email back, I will pin the code as a comment on this video, and I'll also update the description to have the 50% code. And I think it probably comes with a link, like an affiliate link, so they know that you've come from me. So I will update that. Oh, look at these little top coats. These are no wipe top coats. So cute. We're going to use one of these today as well. But yes, I will let you know the code as soon as I have it. I will obviously let you know before the event. I'm going to let you know the 50% code 16 days after the event. No, I'll do that before the event, and then you have to order a minimum of 3 items, which wouldn't be difficult because everything's so lovely. And then you get 50% off. 50% off! Which is the same as what the VIP members get all the time. I'm not VIP yet, but they send me their monthly collection, so I can just wait until the 50% off day to have a bit of a binge like I did last time. Oh my god, I got loads last time. Have I said enough about that? I think so. Shall we move on? Let me just check. I'm trying to read the email at the same time. Oh, look at New Moon. Oh, love it. Challenge you to create a design inspired by International Women's Day, which is why there's a video today, because I've just realised that's today. So I better get this out today. And that's 50% code is to celebrate International Women's Day. I've seen a lot of... No, just talk about the nails. Right, I was about to get sidetracked. So these two little, what would you call, little sort of tinsely, they look like hundreds and thousands. Wait, are hundreds and thousands the stringy bits like that, or are they the little dots? I don't know. So this is the collection, the In Bloom collection. In apart from those dates where we're going to have 50% off code, you can use the code MISSJO30 and the link in the description for a whopping 30% off. That's all year. That's all year round. So you never, ever have to pay full price. So that's the collection. We're going to do some stuff with it now. We're going to start with stripes. I like it when a collection has a rainbow order, you know, it has a pink or a red and then an orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. I like to get stripes on just because it looks pretty, although I'm not doing them. I'm not doing them in rainbow order because I think I wanted pink to be the main colour of the set. I thought, let's put pink in the middle and then just work either side. So I've full cured that middle stripe, and then we can do one either side of it and then cure those. You could half cure because I think that's enough to make them set enough, cured enough, that what you put next to it isn't going to bleed into it. I do find with stripes, and you might notice on this one, when I'm putting them on a clear nail, so if you were going straight onto the base coat of your nails or your client's nails, you do sort of get a slight, what's the word, like not separation, but you can see like a shadow almost between the lines where they kind of don't want to touch. I don't know if they like each other. Maybe they've all had a row and they're just like, get away from me. But there is a shadow where it won't sort of butt up to it enough, but that's rectified on the second coat. So I'll do a second coat of these off camera. Oh, and I am cured. It doesn't look like it, but I am curing before I put something next to another one. So I have just cured. I have cured the yellow before putting this next to it. I'm rambling. I can just feel it. I'm rambling. Oh dear. It's because it's the middle of the day, and I don't normally do my voiceovers in the middle of the day, and I just feel a little bit weird and rushed. I feel rushed. Stop rushing me. Let's calm down. Yeah. The shadowy bit between each line is just, I don't know where I don't know. But I think maybe it's because it's on nothing. I kind of understand why, but I'm not going to try and explain it because I've talked about this long enough and even I'm bored now. So we did a second coat that got rid of the shadowy bits. And now we're using oh, look at, not often I'd use that for something matte, but that's the first time I'm using their velvet top coat. Oh, it's so good, so matte, and it felt really nice. Like I wanted to rub it on my skin, not the polish, the nail. It just felt kind of soft and smooth and nice. And I'm taking their silver chrome gel paint, and I've done a straight line between two of the colours. The two colours that I thought needed a more obvious separation. And painting. And now we're going to do some dots. Fuck. Why do I start to say one sentence and then go on with another one? I know you all think I have ADHD. I don't. It's just because I'm trying to keep up with what's going on screen. But also thoughts just coming into my head. And I'm trying to spit everything out at the same time. The line that we just did with the chrome, there's something about painting lines with that chrome that made my lines better than normal. I don't know how. I think maybe it's to do with the consistency. It's sort of quite thick, but it just seemed to give me an awesome line. And then we've done 5 dots and just pulled them into little points, similar to the flowers we did the other day that we poured acrylic powder over, but I haven't worried about the sides of the petals being close to each other. I wanted them quite separate because I didn't want it to be a big sort of darker blob of silver. And now we've cured that, we have to top coat over them. So normally their gel paints don't need top coating, but the chrome does. So I'm just going to top coat over all the little bits of chrome. And then I think that's that for that one. Oh, I added a tiny little dot in the center. Oh no, it's not, I'm lying. I'm going to use the McCart rhinestone glue. I haven't shut up. And we're going to pop a little bit of that rhinestone glue on, which is a gel that needs curing. But before we cure, we're going to add some little crystals and then a caviar bead at either end of those crystals, and that's it. And I'm not sealing around them. I put enough of that rhinestone gel on to sink them into, so that the gel comes up around the sides a smidgeroo, not so much that it covers any of the facets, but just enough to kind of lock it in place. And now we've done a full nail in pink, and we are using this is the Luminous. This one's called little sort of funfetti type bits, strands. And because I want this matte and it's a no wipe top coat, I'm going to give it a light buff first so that this has something to grip to, because otherwise it's shiny and cured and not great adhesion. And I think it looks really nice in matte. You can still see they're a bit sort of pearly, those strands. And now we're going to add another little flower at the bottom. When you're using this gel paint, you see there where I did the dot and I lifted up. I didn't then straight away move to where I want the next dot. Lift straight up because it's a little bit stringy, the gel, just a smidge, so that when you move it, you would get a string of gel going to where you were going to. So lift it up straight up and let it kind of separate from the dotting tool so that the string lands back in the dot that you just made. I'm sure that makes sense. I'm certain of it. And that was that. Just leaving it that, obviously topped over the flower. This is so erratic. I'm sorry. And now I've done just less than half of the nail in the yellow, cured it, full cure, and then the other half in pink. And then cured that, and now we're going to put the Luminous top coat on one side. And then I want to matte top everything. So if this was a person, I would wipe, so I'd get rid of the tackiness on the pink side, wipe and then buff, just buff all over, because it's hard to just buff part of a nail on when there's a human attached. But it was easy on here, because then we're going to matte. So you did want to buff the top coat first. But if you're doing it on a person, wipe the whole thing and just buff the whole nail, because any buff dust, if you did manage to just buff the yellow side, the buff dust, that's a horrible word, the buff dust would stick to the tacky pink. So wipe, buff, matte top coat, add another silver line. Why is this going so fast? And then we're going to write power in the chrome. I did look at some fancy fonts, but then remembered that I'd have to top after, so kept it simple. And we're going to write power because the plan was to write girl power, but the plan went out the window, and you'll see why in a bit. So that on there. Oh, then I changed the P to a lowercase p. I just thought it looked nicer. And then we'll cure that and we'll top the letters and the strip. This brush I'm using, their detail brush, there doesn't need to be, it stores a lot of product without dumping it all when you're using it. So I could do the W, E and the R without having to go back and re-dip. It kind of stores it. And these are the crystals I'm using. They're from Vetsy, I think, as is this. I have this Vetsy spring box, which I'll show you in the next video. This crystal picker-upper, and on the end a pusher that you can move the crystals around with, but also doubles as a super tiny dotting tool. So again, we're adding a few crystals to this. Yeah, look at the end of that. That's really, I like that, because it also means that instead of using the wax end, which I just had wax pencil, and I would move the crystals around with that, but I'd get wax on them, which is fine because you can wipe it off after, but it's nice to have a tool, like a metal bit, to wiggle the crystals around. I tried to write girl several times, but I just didn't think it looked right with the power on the other nail, because it was, and then then I tried to write strength, and look what happened. Just missed out a letter. Thought, get rid of the G. Nope, annoyed, get rid of the whole thing. Try girl again. So I'm just showing you that, you know, I do try things several times and often fail. So then I thought woman would look better. It's the same amount of letters. They're all the same kind of, yeah. So instead of it saying girl power, it says woman power. That makes sense. I've seen a lot of things on YouTube at the moment about this documentary, What is a Woman? And there seems to be sort of rather heated debates on what that is and what people think of other people's opinions of what that is. And I don't know, I find it fascinating. Although any sort of topic with people who have differing opinions and their cases or their arguments, I suppose, for their answers, I find it really interesting. Let me know in the comments, what is a woman? But don't row. I don't want any rows. Let's be nice to each other. I'm just nosy, really. Just want to know what people think. So now we have woman power, and we're going to try and do the double swirly off. There we go. Nailed it. On the next one, we're going to do a rainbow French using the polishes, using an actual rainbow. So I'm going to map out a French first and then fill a bunch in at the top. So we're doing the nail bed area first, because it's going to be, the blue tack was throwing me off whether I was symmetrical with my smile line. So got a rough version of it on there. And if you want, you can start a bit higher up than where you want your smile line to be, so that you've got some wiggle room to neaten it out. So start a bit higher up, then you can bring it down further as you try and get your shape. Or if you're doing it the other way round, if you're doing a smile line but you're painting the bottom half first, start a bit lower down so you can go up as you perfect the shape. But it is easier to see whether you're being symmetrical or not when you have filled in most of the area. So we'll get that on and we'll do 2 coats, and then we'll do rainbow stripes at the bottom, but we're not going to use the pink this time, because I probably could have used the pink actually, because we are going to separate the nail bed from the rainbow bit with a chrome line. So I could have put the pink in there. But I think where it's a smaller area anyway, then it was fine to omit one colour so we can get the thicker lines in there of all the other colours. So again, I've cured that middle line, and then I'll do one either side and cure that, and then get the one on the other side of those and cure those, and then I'll do a second coat. With these colours, I noticed at first, and you can see here, that with one coat they're not as sort of easily definable from one colour to the next. But when you put the second coat on, it really does make a difference. I thought after doing the first coat of these, straight away when swatching, that they might be 3-coaters, but 2 coats, the second coat really did make a difference. Maybe the yellow's just a bastard colour in general. Love the colour yellow, but in gel polish form it seems to be kind of a difficult, I don't know, formula or something, that I always find yellows will crinkle easier if you go a little bit too thick with the product, or just, I don't know, I find they're quite troublesome gels, yellows. So I think you could do 3 coats on the yellow, because I just wanted to be really careful not to go too thick with it, because I've always found that yellows crinkle easily if you are too thick. So you could do 3 coats of it, but 2 coats of everything really did make a difference, but they are very, very pastel. So then I matte topped, and then I've done the chrome outlining the smile line, and we'll add some more crystals using the, so cured the chrome, topped the chrome, and now I'm adding the crystals. If you want this all shiny, I would do a base coat after your pink nail bed and the rainbow area before doing the chrome line, just to smooth out the join area between the rainbow tip and the body of the nail, because then you'll get a neater silver line. Oh, is that it? Are we done? Oh yeah, because I didn't show doing the backgrounds on the power and the woman nails. I only showed one because it's the same but just mirrored. I'm really sorry. I can sense this is just a lot of nonsense that's been spewing from my face. I hope you like them. Let me know in the comments which one's your favourite. I think the French and then the full rainbow are mine. I hope you like them. Happy Women's Day. I appreciate you being here so much. Don't forget the codes. I'll update it soon. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.